In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can target your audience with YouTube advertising. So before we get into this video, make sure to hit the like button because it really does help the algorithm and it would really make my life a lot easier. So let's get right into it. When it comes to targeting, YouTube advertising has a lot of different options for how you can target your audience, right? You could either retarget your existing audiences, so people who already have interacted with your business, or you can target brand new audiences that have never heard of your business, but perhaps they're the kind of people who would like to purchase. An existing audience that has already interacted with your business is called a retargeting audience. So we'll cover those first, as a lot of you, I'm sure, want to know how to actually reach out to your existing audience first and get them to purchase before going out into cold audiences. So the first type of retargeting audience that you can use in YouTube is actually retargeting your YouTube channel viewers or people who've engaged with your YouTube channel. So if we actually go in, when you're creating a new campaign, you can go into audience segments, and over here, you basically go to this section right here, which is called your data, and you can add in a lot of different audiences. So if you click browse here and you go to YouTube users, you essentially have the option to use a lot of audiences of people who have interacted with your YouTube channel. As you can see, I've created a bunch of audiences here. So I have viewed any video from my channel in the last 30 days, or I have subscribers who subscribed in the last 30 days. I have 15-day views as well. Now you can actually create these audiences if you go into shared library, click on audience manager, and then if you click plus here and you click on YouTube users, you have a lot of options here. So for example, you have viewed any video from a channel, anybody who's viewed a video in the last 30 days, as long as you have this membership duration set up for 30 days, right? So if you want to target somebody who's viewed a video in the last 90 days, you just replace this with 90. Another really cool thing is you can target people who watch certain videos. So if you want to just target people who viewed this video right here, right? You can do that. And again, same thing, if you have 90 days, it's anybody who's viewed this specific video in the last 90 days. So that's a really powerful audience type as well. You can also target people who viewed your ads. So if you, for example, have run a certain ad that you want to retarget people with, you can click on viewed certain videos as ads, or if you want to retarget people who viewed any ad, you can click this one right here. On top of that, you have people who've subscribed to your channel recently, visited the channel page, which is really cool, liked a video, added a video to a playlist, shared a video from a channel. So you have a lot of options here for retargeting your YouTube viewers and your YouTube audience. Now, what you can also do when you're creating these audiences is you can create multiple audiences and then you can exclude one of them. So you could actually have an audience that's viewed any video from your channel in the last 90 days. You create that audience, right? So 90-day YouTube channel views, and you can click that. And then what you can also do is when you're setting up a campaign, you can include that. So you could include people who have viewed a video from your channel in the last 90 days, and then you could exclude people who have watched a certain video, because you can create these different audiences, and then inside a campaign you can include and exclude and basically be able to create different permutations. Or you can also do that with combined segments here. I have another video on combined audiences, so you can go check that video out as well. We'll make sure to have a link in the description on combined audiences, which is a really cool kind of tool you can use. Now, you can also target your website visitors. Again, it's the same thing. You go and basically click on a new audience, click website visitors, and you can target people who visited a page, people who didn't visit a page. You can just mix and match with this. And this really gives you the option to create elaborate audiences. So some specific audiences I've created are people who have added to cart but not purchased. That's a great audience type. People who've been to your website in the last 30 days but haven't purchased is also another one. So you're essentially able to do a lot with this. One audience type you should definitely have is people who've actually purchased. And what you can do is, if you have a certain thank you page where people who have purchased go to, you can have that URL in here. And then once you go into a new, basically once you set up a campaign, you can exclude those people from your campaign settings. Now, the last retargeting audience I want to mention is your customer list. You obviously have app users as well, but this is more if you're running an app. But if you're a regular advertiser, you don't have an app, customer list is the last one. Now you do need to have $50,000 in spend to be able to use this and also have your account in good standing with Google. You need to make sure you have a good payment history, haven't had any major compliance issues, but then you can upload a lot of these different pieces of information. So you can upload email, phone number, first name, last name, their zip code, etc. And then you can retarget those people. So if you have an email list of, let's say 20,000 people, you can upload them into here and then essentially target those people with ads. So guys, with those retargeting methods, you can go and find people who've engaged with your business or your YouTube channel, have been to your website, and get them to purchase. And these are the people you want to go for first when you're running YouTube ads, right? You want to go for the easy, low-hanging fruit, which is your retargeting audiences. Now, what if you want to target people who are kind of in your ideal group of customers, but they haven't heard of you yet, they haven't interacted with your business yet? So in that case, what you do is cold audiences. So essentially, cold audiences are anybody who hasn't really heard of your business, hasn't been to your website, hasn't watched any of your YouTube videos. They are completely cold. That's why the name. Now with Google, you can target cold audiences both based on their search intent and as well as their viewing behavior, right? So for example, you could target somebody who went to google.com and searched for new iPhone case and then target them on YouTube because Google owns both YouTube and obviously the Google search engine. So you have that ability to target people based on what they're searching on google.com, based on what they're searching on YouTube, as well as the videos they're watching. So you can target people if they're watching a certain type of video or even specific videos. So if they're watching videos from a competitor, you can go and run ads in front of that competitor's YouTube channel. So guys, I'm gonna give you a brief overview of the major targeting types. I'm not going to go super in depth here just because of the fact that I have another video that goes in depth on this. I wanted to keep this one more to the point, and that more in-depth video is our ultimate guides to YouTube ads targeting. There'll be a link below to that. So to go over the major audience types, the first audience type that I like to use is custom audiences based on Google search. So what you can do is create an audience based on people who are searching certain keywords on google.com. So to give you an example, if they're searching for, let's say, coffee beans on google.com, you can create an audience based on that and then target those people while they're on YouTube. So that's basically one of my favorite audience types, because if they're searching on google.com for a search term like that, they're interested. Another audience type that's based on their intent is placement targeting. So this is when you target based on the videos they're watching, whether it be a specific channel or a certain video. So I often use a tool called TubeSift to create lists of videos that are related to certain topics, and then I target people who are watching those videos in real time. This is a really powerful form of advertising because you're literally targeting them when they're watching a video about that certain topic. Now, the third targeting type that I want to explain is keyword targeting. So this is based on videos that are watching or have watched very recently and the title, the metadata that these videos have. So for example, if you put in a keyword like YouTube advertising, you're going to be able to target people who are watching videos related to YouTube advertising or have done so very, very recently, right? Like the last couple of videos they watched were about YouTube ads. And this is a really powerful audience type. We've scaled these campaigns to thousands of dollars a day in spend. They can work really well. So the fourth audience type is a custom audience based on website URLs. So with this sort of custom audience, what you do is you can actually plug in a URL and Google will find people that it thinks are similar to people who visit that URL. So for example, if I plug in linxdigitalagency.com, Google's going to find people who are similar to people who visit my website based on their best guess, because they have a ton of Google Analytics data, they have a ton of data from their advertising networks. So I love custom audiences because we've been able to scale these to $5,000 a day in an individual audience just based on one URL. In fact, there was one internet marketing guru where we took his homepage URL and built a custom audience based on that. And we used this in multiple ad accounts, and we probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on that one audience, and it just absolutely crushed it. So custom audiences based on website URLs are also great. And then let's talk about in-market ROI. So in-market ROI audiences are essentially an audience type where Google categorizes people based on their purchase intent. So based on websites they've visited, based on ads they've clicked on, based on the searches they're putting in, you're essentially able to target people who are interested in certain categories. So with this, you have so many different options where you can target people who are interested in cars, people who are interested in baby gear, people who are interested in buying new cameras. So there's just a lot of different options in the in-market section. Topic targeting is based on people who are watching videos related to a certain broad topic. Now, this is very broad. A lot of times with topic targeting, you'll see your videos are being shown in front of videos that are not that relevant. So it is a broader targeting type, but it does often work, especially when it comes to scaling. Affinity audiences are based on interests that people have. Again, this is extremely broad. So an affinity audience example would be business professionals. And this is basically Google's idea of everybody who's kind of somehow related to business or works in business, right? And these are very big audience types. These are great for scaling, but for new ad accounts, they're not the best. And then the last audience type is similar audiences. So what similar audiences are they're built based on your remarketing and your customer match audiences. So if you upload an email list, Google will go and create a bigger, broader audience of people that are similar to that email list. Same thing based on your YouTube channel interaction. So Google can go out there and create an audience that's similar to people who have interacted with your YouTube channel. Now, if you want to go deep into the setup of these and actually see how these are set up, go watch that Ultimate YouTube Ads Targeting video. I just wanted to give you guys a very high-level overview of how targeting works with YouTube advertising, and make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button so you are in the know for the next video that comes out.